Squad Gaming's own podcast, Jungle Talk. I'm your host, Detroit Gorilla. Everybody knows these guys right here as usual. And as usual, we have a new guest with us. One of our GSG guys has been with us for a year. JDragon. Jay's been here for a little over a year with Gorilla Squad Gaming. He started out as an Apex competitor. Now he's running a road company, a game that I'm very interested in. Been trying to get these guys, to play on it, but they're grumpy old men. They just like to play what they play, and that's it. So,
and drink.
I'm telling you, it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about some sports. Some interesting things have happened since the last time we had our podcast. The Olympics. Me and Mont had an opportunity to go out to a gaming summit because the outside is open, so we decided to step outside. North Carolina, they don't believe in wearing masks, so they just walk around with no mask on. But we was in the building.
Y'all still have masks, but y'all was the eyeballs with masks.
Oh yeah, we look
absolutely.
We still did it the majority of the time, but and we're gonna get into some other things. We got our man Maine, the Kraken Maine, back. He wasn't on the last episode, but he's got some thoughts and opinions on some things, and we're just gonna roll with it, man. We're keeping it gaming, talking regular issues, sports, whatever, just keeping it funky. So without further ado, I'm not even gonna jump into a deep dive introduction on Jay. I'm gonna let him go ahead and have the floor. So go ahead and speak, my man.
What's going on? My name is JDragon. I've been with GSG for about over a year. Been mainly playing when I first started out Apex, and I switched over. So I mainly play Rogue Company, but I've been branching out with other games. Right now it's Rogue Company, Apex, and whatever new game that's out. But other than that, that's basically it. Just a solo queue goat in Apex and Rogue Company at the moment.
All right, so Rogue Company. Let's start with that. We're gonna start the show with Rogue Company. Rogue Company's been a game I've been interested in playing for quite some time. It looks like it evolved from something that, once again, we talk about it all the time. Fortnite didn't look like it would do anything. PUBG, Apex, and yet once again, we have another game that's kind of spawned and has grown legs. Looks like it might be dipping into the competitive scene a little bit, but there's definitely a following for it. So why don't you break down Rogue Company? Like, what does it remind you of? Like, what type of game does it remind you of?
Rogue Company is basically Valorant and CS:GO.
Okay.
It's like Siege. It's exactly like Siege, just third person.
Okay. Because when you say Siege, you like the other Siege, not Rainbow Six.
Oh, it's Rainbow Six Siege. I think the tactical with the bomb. I don't know which Siege is that, but that one. So it's exactly the same. Just everything is third person. So those games, third person. It's basically just a tactical, strategical third person game. You have Demolition, which is the most comp mode on it. There's other game modes in there, but Demolition is the most comp. That's what you see in the CMGs. Okay. And basically each rogue, they're like operatives. Breakdown of Rogue Company. Rogue Company is an organization. They have a whole bunch of rogues, which are from obviously the rogues, and they're all like have some type of background, have some type of lore. Okay. And each character have unique skills that they acquired from their past or whatnot, and they use that to take out missions when they're called out, which is Rogue Company. Rogue Company is just a big organization. It's a syndicate, basically. And that's basically it. So each rogue, each character in the game have their own unique abilities. Their ultimate, their tactical abilities. They have gadgets, they have guns, and it comes down to just gameplay and just having fun.
How many characters are on there? How many playable characters?
I believe it started off for like 18. Now there's more, but there's a lot of rogues. My goal is to master all of them. I've mastered 14, and when you master them, you play, and then you rank up each level. Like there's a number, and then you get up to 10, and you complete master. It takes a bit. It's not something you could do overnight. But right now I have 14, so there's a lot more rogues, and plus I've been playing other games, so I've been kind of like distracted between the two and stuff like that, jumping back and forth. But that's basically it.
Okay, so is it like are there tournaments for it? Like, is it something that Rogue Squad Gaming should consider putting a team together? And if you do, what is it, like 4-on-4, 5-on-5?
There are several types of tournaments now. There's this guy, his name is Rome. He's been he was like anchor for the community as far as Rogue Company, despite it going up and down with all the new games and stuff like that. He's been holding it together with a lot of tournaments. So there's all types of tournaments right now. There's 2v, whatever game mode, there's tournaments for that. The big tournaments are the CMGs, but there's all types of tournaments right now. What I'm waiting for is to get big enough where now TSM and all those big orgs and stuff like that, because now that's to start picking it up, and because now that means it's a preparation of an esports event, which is not, I don't believe is that big enough to become an esports event yet. But if it keeps grinding the way it's grinding, maybe another year or two, might be. It's slow. It's kind of slow right now. It should have picked it up a little bit, but I think they just need to find that knack and that spurt, and then I think it might just pick up. So it's still a chance.
Is it a season-based game? Like how often? Or I see a lot of emails.
Season 3 right now.
So it's season 3 because I get a lot of emails about new character skins and stuff. I think when it first came out, I subscribed to the newsletter. And now I keep getting emails every time something drops. So they're on season 3. Okay.
Yeah, season 3 now. A new battle pass just came out. I was actually reading the patch notes of the new battle pass while we was waiting. But yeah, there's a lot of new stuff. And there's always tournaments. It's just hard fighting, I guess, a group of people that I guess I can bond with and vibe with and play with and stuff like that. And it's pretty tough. At first, it was when the community was heavy, I had a group of people I was playing with, but they stopped playing because they didn't like how the game was progressing. So I lost a lot of people that I would have eventually built a team. Like all of them just stopped playing. So now I have to branch out, try to do it again. That was what I guess the struggle was and stuff like that. But I might have to join the team to build the team, possibly join the team to do well in the tournament, and just represent them in that tournament for right now, and to show my skill set to build my own team. I think that's what I'm going to have to do, is try to branch out and stuff like that. But I'm still trying to build the team, so we just gotta see, I guess.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I was looking at Rogue Company the other night when I was on the PS5. Man, I was tempted to down. I was on everything.
You know why he's looking at Rogue Company?
He was like,
because he don't got shit else to play on PlayStation 5. So now it's that desperate reach. You know what I mean?
You don't got no games for PS5? What, you bought the PS5 with no games?
He just got it and wanted to play Spider-Man, beat that shit.
And now he has nothing else to play.
30 hours.
Hey,
it wasn't 30 hours. It was more like 24.
Now I'm playing the original Spider-Man. It is. It's hella fun. Now I'm playing the original Spider-Man.
Like Grand Theft Auto, but Spider-Man, basically. Just open world, do whatever. So,
but I did the beta for Back 4 Blood 4 over the weekend on PS5.
Me, Blue, Paperclip, we was playing Back 4 Blood. That shit was...
That shit's nice, man. That shit was fun.
I was playing on mouse and key too, so you know it was fun. When I was playing on mouse and key, I don't play mouse and key. Yeah. I was 360 shot and fucking zombies and shit. That shit was fun.
Yeah.
Blue got tight when I put it on hard though. He kind of
the graphics are crazy, man. The graphics are crazy. Like your teammates will be blood soaked in zombie shit, man, and you'll be thinking they're a zombie and be ready to shoot their ass and shit while you running through the board.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
So I can't wait for that shit drop. When that shit drop, that's just definitely gonna be. That's something we definitely could play. Like that's something completely different content at night. That's definitely a great game.
Reserving the Ultimate Edition, I didn't even get to play the fucking beta. It's like
I'm about to.
Game.
I'm about to. You can watch the VOD that me and we was playing on me, Paperclip and Blue and shit, and see if you get type of
Friday or Saturday or last week.
I'm not sure, but I'll send you the link to the VOD. You can just check it out, check out the gameplay or whatnot. But it was fun.
That shit was nice. And what I like about it too is like it's crossplay, and you ain't got to worry about no hackers. You're playing against the AI. You know what I'm saying? So right. Everybody
they're
can
gonna
jump
do a
in and play
PvP though, for sure. They're gonna have something.
But that's probably where they fuck it up too.
Yeah. It's just Left 4. If you play Left 4 Dead, you definitely play it. Like
I played Left 4 Dead.
You definitely enjoy it. You play Left 4 Dead, you enjoy this.
Classic. But I'm
yeah,
looking forward to Back 4 Blood.
Yeah, and I don't think it comes out till like October because it had like
it was supposed to come out this month, and then it got pushed back. Because I was waiting, I was like, "This is gonna be the summer game. I'm playing all night. I'll take a break."
Told me about it. I think you texted
and then that shit said,
"Nope." I
"Nope."
didn't know anything about it, so I'm glad that it's doing this thing. What's up, Mr. Ghost? How you doing? You all iced out and shit?
This been a
right?
call for Ghost joining us tonight.
He's muted. I don't think he knows he'd be muted or not.
You're still muted. You're muted, Ghost.
Yes, it's been that long.
You're muted.
Yeah,
you on mute, bro.
Yeah, he's muted. I don't think he knows.
Yeah, he's muted.
Looking like Kane and Uncle in 1988 and shit.
Yeah, with the fucking gold rope chain on and shit.
doing the first MTV Summer Jam and shit.
Check the group chat. I'm fucking on this, man. Don't you come in and check out shit. But yeah, so Road Company, we got Back 4 Blood. One of the cool things that me and Stogie Red got to do this past weekend, which is why we missed the beta. We got to travel down to North Carolina, Raleigh, and go to the Carolina Gaming Summit. It was a pretty interesting event. The thing I liked about it the most was there was a lot of kids there competing in Fortnite. And just that quick, I learned a lot about how quickly esports has adapted to they're even first I think they were tailoring to the high school kids. Now they're going to the middle school, elementary schools. We got a chance to check out the XP League, which is like a group that is they have different teams in different states, but I noticed they did
different areas.
Different areas. They did have like 2 teams in Virginia, Falls Church and Loudoun County. And the kids were down there competing, man, getting sweaty, man. Like like the kids say. But it was pretty dope to see that those kids, because being they get a chance to start at that age. Some of those kids, they might work their ways in scholarships in the colleges, might be the next, esports, big name streamers, content creators. So we thought that part was dope, and they just had, though it wasn't as big of an event as we thought or like they advertised it to be, but I think it was good enough for me and Mont to go and check out and kind of get familiar with the esports scene at a younger level. And we New Jersey Bree got to compete in FIFA. We got a 2K plaque. He got a
third place in FIFA.
Third place in FIFA. I didn't even know he played FIFA. It's crazy. Like he took third place in FIFA. Like he was fucking playing soccer. I'm like, I don't even fucking understand soccer.
Right.
But he is the guy that plays like every game. So that's why it's such an instrumental piece. When we have him on the show to talk about games, but he was down there like trying to get into every tournament. Then he ran on Sunday for some Rainbow Six. Whatever that shit was about. But we got to be out there with some cosplay people. And as soon as we walked in, I think day one, Saturday, like I had the jersey on that you got on, Jay. I had, my own jersey on. and everybody was like jocking us, like, "Yo, what is that? Oh, let me take a picture of that jersey." It was so dope, man. Like, it was a real fun event. Stowe, you got something to add?
To be able to see them have a setup for, you would say roughly about 75 to 100 kids to all be on separate PCs and playing.
Yeah,
and I mean,
rows and rows of PCs.
Yeah, I mean, and they were from Virginia, North Carolina,
Tennessee. There was
Pennsylvania, Tennessee.
Yep.
I think I saw Ohio or Illinois or something like that.
Yep.
Like it was the North American Championships. Mm-hmm. So to see that many different teams there, and the fact that they had anywhere from 8 to 15 players, parents were there wearing jerseys. They had coaches. It was a good experience of seeing people support that movement and not just say, "Well, you playing that damn game again."
Right. So, right. And they even had a guest speaker talk to. It was for the parents how to be a supportive gaming parent, right? Because I know for a fact, and I've told this story before. My mom was like, "Oh, you're gonna outgrow that game. You're not gonna play that game forever." Yeah. Now I'm able to afford bigger and better gaming systems and PCs. So it's like it's a childhood past. So it's like I never outgrew it. I know some people that did and gave it up, but to see those kids, man, it was something special, man. And just a shout out to the XP League. In the Carolina Gaming Summit, they did have the little hiccups here and there, with the bandwidth, all those people jumping online. I mean, they had Fortnite, Overwatch.
Yeah, of course they had like 100.
Fortnite,
I could imagine.
That draws a lot anyway.
You got.
It's not their PC. They probably playing on mass quality and shit.
Oh yeah, they had.
I mean, the two main games for the weekend were online based games, right. Overwatch and Fortnite. So
and those kids were getting hyped, like yelling, screaming. They were communicating. They had their mics. They had some were on mouse and keyboard, some were on controller. It's just dope. So and seeing all that, decided to take my youngest, stepson. I kind of looked into the site for the XP League, and they host tryouts. You just kind of get on there and select when you want to try out. And I told him about it. He was like, "Oh man, I gotta get ready." So he's upstairs burning up all my internet now, playing Fortnite. So but the thing is, like I told him, if we take this step, you gotta be serious. I don't mind him being up under another organization because Guerrilla Squad Gaming, we're not where we want to be, and I'm not geared to deal with kids yet, and I don't have coaches, and I don't have people that can keep them focused, on that stuff. And this XP League, they're already set up, man. They got supportive parents. Everybody's got jerseys. They got coaches. They got mentors. They got people that are help them get through, the rough times when you have some bad games, and help celebrate them and cheer them on, for good games. So if you guys get a chance, check them out on Instagram, XP League. I guess I'm the only one with young kids. Everybody else is old as shit. But so
also, they did have a good spread of games. So like they kind of had a little sniffing where you went from arcade games to the Nintendo 64 and stuff like that. So they had a different array of games for people to try out. A bunch of small kids were on like the 64 and the GameCube and stuff, which I thought was actually kind of cool. So.
Right, because they feel like they're in a video game museum. Like, oh my god,
64,
this is what you guys played
golden eyes. It was like that was the team that, like the first original like official team deathmatch type of game, or somewhat battle royale.
All four of y'all could have a little box on the TV and shit.
That's how he used to play it.
Yep.
Many sleepovers in there.
People tournaments up all night, fucking racking shit. Like,
that was the original sleepover game.
Yes, sir.
What was the one that was similar to that? There was another one. Perfect Dark.
Yeah.
Facts. I used to put my sentry gun on top of the wall and shit, just camp inside the wall.
Hey, Detroit, the one Detroit, the one thing that we learned about video games that we forgot about, arcade games did not look as bad as we thought they did.
Yo, what was the game you was playing?
No. Oh my God!
Had a trip back in a memory lane, man. He was like, I couldn't beat this part in the arcade because I ran out of quarters.
Yeah.
So he sat there hovering around. Damn, what's the name of it? That's what I need from here. But,
I can't think of the name of the game.
We was looking at the game he was playing, and I was like, yo, bro. Like, it was like a subway scene. He had to fight all these guys. You know, this is scrolling. There's no 360 world like we have now. And I was like, yo, man, these graphics don't look bad. Like,
they not as bad as we thought they were.
They actually were very detailed.
Y'all remember, man, when the Neo Geo dropped, how the graphics was on that shit? Like,
I remember that. It was so expensive.
Yeah, so
no one could afford it.
They had all the best shit. But hey, there, Ghost, you gonna take yourself off of mute, or are you just here, bro?
You don't have a mic.
Mute. Oh, he don't.
You're on mute.
Hold on.
Oh, you don't have a mic.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make any.
You can't do it on the iPad.
Sense.
We're gonna learn sign now.
Write it on a piece of paper. Hold it up.
Write down your thoughts.
Can't get right, bro.
We'll give you 5 minutes in between what we talk about.
Bird Box was his Bird Box.
You write all down and just sit it up there.
I'll sit it up there and then we'll comment. But yeah, man. So keeping it pushing, man. One thing that I've been excited about here lately. So I just recently got back into comic books, right? And one reason why, I don't even know how I stumbled upon it. It was probably by accident. Back in 1993, there was a comic by Milestone Media, who was up under DC Comics, called Static Shock. You all follow Static Shock. Like, I remember getting the first comic book issue of that, and so I don't incriminate myself, I don't say how I got it, but I got it, right? So
statute of limitations. It
was like, you know how the first issue of a new comic, sometimes they got that special edition with the hardcover and all, like, this was so dope, man. I read it and I was hooked. So then I was like, trying to take my little $2-3 and get every issue after that, and then eventually I kind of fell off with it. And then I remember one day when I was in the military, I was watching Teen Titan with my my stepson at the time, and I'm like, they had Static Shock on there, and I was like, yo, they brought him over into the fucking Teen Titan world, because the comic book, he was a teen, and he was one of the comic book heroes that wasn't born with his abilities. It was actually like a chemical spill, a chemical accident, radioactive shit. But so when I seen that they brought it back in 2021, I started to look and see what happened, and some of the writers passed away. Some of the writers, they kind of shut the thing down. After a while, Static Shock didn't get much steam after that. I think there was supposed to be a movie, typical to most other DC comics, but now they opened up their studios again and they started rewriting. I had the opportunity. I got both issues right here, 1 and 2, still in the plastic. So what I do, I'm a collector. So my wife says I'm a hoarder, but I'm a collector. That's what I'm saying. I get the physical copy, and then I upload the other copy onto my iPad, and I just read it that way, because I respect the comic that much. But this, to me, was one of my personal favorites, because it's one of the first, and maybe I didn't pay a lot of attention to comics, because I was big into Wolverine. I like Ghost Rider. Wolverine was always a badass. I used to like his fights with Sabretooth and some of the other characters, and stuff like that. But I guess what drew me to Static Shock was he was an African American kid, and he wasn't a natural born,
relatable.
Right. So it was like he just, fell into his powers, and he was learning how to use them. It's just like, learning how to do anything when you're that age. So I naturally gravitated to it. So now in 2021, they've done a reboot, and they've brought him back to relevant issues. Like now he got his powers from pretty much being at a Black Lives Matter rally. Yeah,
they changed it.
Yeah, it was they sort of like
more. They made it more up to date.
Yeah, so they tied it into terms, everything that's kind of going on today. He was there with a group of other students, and this company they were there pretty much, doing a Black Lives Matter thing, trying to veto this company, and this company like dumped all their chemicals out there, and all these people started getting. Some people died, some people turned into zombies, some people got natural powers. So that's kind of the spin they have with it, and now they're re-released. They're bringing back they had a whole line of characters. I didn't even realize it was like a whole DC Black universe full of characters that I didn't even know about. So that's why I was telling y'all earlier before we started filming, I'm going to the comic book store this weekend and kind of brush up on that. And plus I want to check out some old classics from back in the day. But I say all that to just be like, that was our era. I mean, that's what we did. I don't know if kids are really into it now. But what was you guys' favorite comic books? Just to keep it a buck.
Oh man, I was always a Spider-Man guy. That was just my thing. I remember when he first got the Venom suit, and on from there.
I like the badass dudes. Like,
I remember having the old books that I think I got from my uncle, the thick comic books, the little small ones, the one but so big.
Right.
Those were cool because it had like 4 different stories in it at one time, and I would read through it probably about 6 different times before I put it down. So,
yeah, I regret not keeping my comic books, man. I probably had a couple hundred of them joints. I used to get them all the time, and I had everything. And
did you keep them in the plastic? Did you take care of them, or you just read them and tossed them and just had them in a box?
Nah, I kept them in good shape for a long time, man. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was when I was moving to college or what, but yeah, they kind of got lost in transition somehow.
Of course, yeah, because we don't appreciate shit. It's just like,
and he brings his comic books. This dude,
Yo, it's crazy because like probably about a month ago, I was going through some shit in the closet because my oldest daughter was moving down here with me, and so I was going through a lot of shit my mama gave me, man, from her spot, and so I found a lot of my comic books.
You know what I'm saying? That was one of the books I had, man.
Yeah, I had a lot of
the Punisher shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, like Spider-Man had different ones. Web of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying? Right. But this one right here, though, this is the one I've been actually waiting to see if they would do a video game on.
Batman versus Predator.
It was a 3 comic book series. I only got the first one. I was never able to get the other 2. But I've been waiting for them to do something with this one because I found it very interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because the Predator didn't kill Batman. Yeah. He almost killed Batman. Like Batman was on life support shit at the end of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I had question. This one of my favorite villains right here.
Venom
and this is the first. You see that series though?
Ooh,
oh shoot!
What year is that? I can't see. I thought it said the year on it.
I don't even know. It don't have
like
the year on it.
93-ish.
Yeah,
it's 1 February though. It's the first edition.
Damn. What does that say? $2.95?
Yeah, $2.95 for that shit.
Yeah, that was a lot of money back in the day.
But this was my favorite comic book series to read. This the comic I had the most of was Wolverine. Yeah. Yep.
That was dope. Damn, you got more comics. That's all right. I'm gonna go catch up this weekend. What about you, Kraken? What was you into?
Man, honestly, man, I never really got into the comic book scene. I used to go to my cousin's house, and he had stacks up against the wall, and I would end up reading them. But when I got back home, I never would just go and buy my own.
Yeah, you never put.
Back then, I was doing like the baseball cards and the football cards and remote control cards, and still doing that.
I still have a book somewhere of baseball card, old baseball cards. Yeah,
I got
it's still in the package up.
I got the pack that got the King Griffey rookie card in it.
Oh,
I got that whole. I think it's Upper Deck or Tops. I think it was Tops. But I got that whole set that had the King Griffey rookie card in it.
Did y'all get the book that used to tell you the value? Beckett? Y'all remember that book?
Yeah, I remember that.
So I'm gonna look that up, and then I'm gonna pay you visits. I'm looking to leave corporate America. That just might be my lick.
That might be it.
Right? That might be the lick.
But what about you, Jay? Man, you was talking a lot about the anime series, man. Like break that down for us.
I mean, I've mostly been watching anime recently, but there's a lot of anime. There's a lot of different types of anime. I really can't.
Do they have comic books? Like, is that something you can pick up?
And anime is basically mangas. That's what the comic books are, basically. The mangas is the raw version of animes. They have Dragon Ball Z mangas, and they have the actual series, Dragon Ball Z. They have Attack on Titan, and they have the actual manga. The Attack on Titan is like #1 in the world of anime right now. Right. Pretty good anime. If you guys wanted to watch some type of anime, Attack on Titan.
I've watched Attack on Titan. It is interesting. At first, I didn't know what was going on, but I was watching it because I kept seeing these big people. I was like, "What is this?" I just kept watching it.
It's a whole lore. Like anime is like it's just like how we're watching comic books. It's just it just brings that artistic into animation and puts it on screen and it puts feeling behind it. So if you're really like creative with you like anime, so to you it's just like any type of movie and like that has a background, it has a story, and fucking Attack on Titan, that shit twists. Like it's like if you really get into it, it twists. Like you like, oh shit, it does a whole fucking turn. Like it's kind of insane. It's like Inception type deal. It's pretty good. So I've been really into anime on my off time, trying to catch up to animes. I just watched this Netflix series. I think it's called. He's a black samurai. One of the only black samurais in Japan. Fucking shit up. It's Yasusuke, something like that. But it's on Netflix. The Netflix original. But that shit is pretty dope. But I got a lot of comic books. I got a lot of comic books in storage. I have the first, the death of Superman.
Yeah.
I have it. I don't have a package though, but I actually have it in really, really good condition. You know how thick that shit is? That shit is like
it's a death
because that was
Doomsday, bro. The whole Justice, Doomsday was fucking everybody up. I was reading like. Hold on. I put it on in between when it got snacks and shit, and back, and I'm bro, that shit was legit. Oh shit, Death of Superman got his ass whipped, but then we all figured out it wasn't the official Death of Superman. He went into some type of recovery coma or something like that.
Yep.
But I got a few comic books and stuff. Like I remember Alien versus Batman.
Yep.
I remember that, and then I remember the games too. Like those, they had. I don't know if you guys remember. They had RoboCop versus Predator.
Oh yeah.
And then RoboCop versus Aliens. They had RoboCop versus everybody, but it was RoboCop versus Predator. You was going against Predators. No. Wait.
Compare those two.
Right. I never.
No. It was RoboCop versus Aliens. It was Infestation, and RoboCop was going against the Aliens or something like that. No. I'm bugging. Now I'm mixing. It was RoboCop versus Terminator. He's going around killing Terminators. I remember that. Predator versus Aliens, where you're one Predator and you're going around fighting the aliens and stuff like that. But that game was that game was like difficult. Like the bosses, every single boss, their health bar was like a 72-inch screen. Like it didn't make any sense. It made it impossible. But I remember that. I definitely remember those shits. They actually have a Batman. Batman versus. Sorry to cut you. They have a Batman versus Predator on YouTube. You guys will watch. It's actually pretty cool. It's a homemade video of Batman versus. On YouTube, that shit's
funny. That shit, that was good.
What is like a comical shit? They make it
like they're like cosplaying shit when they did it.
Okay.
They make they make home home made videos and shit like that, and they get like have a director and they do use their own equipment and they act it out. So they made a Batman versus.
And it doesn't look like bootleg or nothing like that. Like they actually it's actually a movie. You can tell it's a homemade movie, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like they not in the kitchen. They not in the kitchen acting
like,
this shit out.
They put your surround sound and shit, and them not the lights and watching shit and actually enjoy it. Like
we talked a little bit, off air about the anime, because all I remember about anime, back in the day, it was like the cartoon that was on at 2 a.m, and a lot of times it was like sexual innuendos and
see, that's
I was like, what am I watching? Am I even allowed to watch this shit?
Like, I remember there was this old samurai anime. It was a movie. I forgot the fucking name, but it's an old movie.
Ninja Scroll.
Yes, that has sex scenes in it.
Ninja Scroll.
That used to be shit that be played at 2 a.m. But that fucking, if you watch that anime, that is.
Put that shit on TV in the bedroom.
No, Ninja Scroll was actually like really good. It only had like a couple of those scenes like that.
But it had a storyline and a real
it was really
okay.
Jubei Yamagami.
Hey, what was that one? Eon.
We watched it.
I remember Eon.
I remember that.
Yep.
Fist. Watch. You want to watch there's a couple gory ones. If you want to watch old school, watch Fist of the North Star. Watch that. That shit is.
Why do I feel like I heard of that one before?
Because it's been out for a minute. That watch Baki. And watch all Attack on Titan. I think. But then if you don't want to watch nothing too crazy,
it's cool to me. Me and Stogie got to see people out there cosplaying. Now I can't call them out. I don't know. Stogie even caught one. He was like, that's the. You would know the mom from Resident Evil, the one.
Yeah, Resident Evil 8.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, I always see clips about her, but he was like, that's her, and I'm like, she had these stilts on. She was tall as hell.
Yeah.
But the other two cosplay women she was with, I don't know. I look at them.
I watch that anime, bro. So bro.
Like,
I
don't even.
Probably the games. So if you just know the characters,
we did see the characters as Princess Toad or something too from Mario.
Oh yeah, we did see that.
That was the one that was running in the rain, the very beginning.
So,
I seen some cosplay. Some dude was Goku, right? I don't know. Goku has this shit. It's a cloud. It's called Nujimba. I forgot how you pronounce it, but it's a fucking gold cloud that he flies on, even though he flies, but he saves his energy flies on that shit. So some dude dressed as Goku with the hair and shit, and got an electric skateboard and put a fucking cloud on it, some type of material that may look like a cloud, and he's fucking floating around. With the skateboard, that's just tough.
Wonder, like if we was to do that shit, like what character would I be? Like, I'd be Solid Snake, because Metal Gear was my shit. So that's
Solid Snake. That's
a thing. My guy behind me, Solid Snake. That's what I'd be. I'd be a black Solid Snake.
Captain Caramel Ballhead.
Oh shit!
Solid Snake. I remember being Solid when I remember Solid Metal Gear Solid 2 when I dropped, I got it. I played it on December.
You said Metal Gear Solid 2 on PlayStation 1?
I played it on PlayStation 2. Yeah, I played it on PlayStation. I don't think I got it when it dropped, but I played it on PlayStation 2. Yeah, I remember playing it on PlayStation 2.
You ain't played a good Metal Gear until you played Snake Eater. That was
that's the third one.
Or what was the one before that? The Sons of the Patriots or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's the second one.
The one where he was old as shit and you had to take the medicine to keep his ass going.
No, that's later then. I played the second one. I played the third one.
They never went in order. That's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing. I guess that's the thing that really drew me into that game. Is like you started.
It was a different time. Yeah.
And then the next game you think is gonna go in order. Like, oh shit, they got another Metal Gear, but that shit's back in like '77. Some shit happened before what you did in the first one. And then they'll take you for
the first one took a minute.
Yeah, so it was, definitely that was to me shit, Metal Gear in its entirety. And I don't even know if they can replicate that and bring it back out on next gen. I wouldn't even do it because I don't know which other way. I know the guy that wrote it, I think he stopped doing it. He might be in other games, but
Metal Gear was definitely a really good
Hikio Kawashimi, whatever his name was, but he's not doing it anymore. So they just should just leave that series alone. But that from our first episode, everybody knows that was my all time favorite game. So but shifting right along, we talked a little bit about Rogue Company. We talked about some comic books. Let's get into some some sports and some we have a segment here today called Thoughts of Mania. We want to Reverend Kraken is here today to spread
Reverend
the good
Kraken
word of the world and to challenge some thoughts and opinions. And so I'm gonna go ahead and give you your segment, man, before we get into some sports and Olympics, and even though a lot of that shit's died down, but yeah, go ahead and give your segment, man.
All right. I'm gonna keep it light today. Y'all know I usually bring the bad news and bring everybody's energy way down, so I'm gonna try to keep that away today. We got enough going on. Everybody's riding high after y'all been in North Carolina and stuff. So I'm gonna talk about something that's just that I picked up on about a month or two ago, that I've been just kind of. It's not even news. It's just an observation, if you would. When we were teenagers, we're all pretty much in the same age group except for Dragon, obviously. But when we were younger, I remember when everybody first started, sagging their jeans a little bit, right? Remember that? And it was cool because, we had real big jeans. Our clothes was big. Then we had baggy shorts underneath it, basketball shorts, because you played basketball after you got out of school. You just dropped your jeans and you had your basketball. Right. Right. And
what?
Right now.
Right, that's what it was too.
Exactly. And then our shirts were big. All our clothes was big. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't even like, you could see people were sagging their jeans, but you couldn't see their butt or anything. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't even see their shorts. They had long shirts on. And something I'm noticing now is with the younger generation and older guys like our age, they're sagging. They're sagging and they got skinny jeans on and boxer briefs, and their t-shirts only go down to their waist.
They got kid medium shirts on.
Yes, right, medium, right, medium, right, medium.
It's all about the aesthetics, right? Because you can't to sag your pants off properly. You can't have a long t-shirt like we used to do, right?
Right.
The long t-shirts, and now you got to go to the kids section and get the fucking
everything
medium.
You gotta wear your girl. Yeah. You gotta wear your girl pants,
right,
and your little brother's t-shirts.
Yeah, basically.
Right.
Yep.
Like, and some boxer briefs with a designer name on it. You gotta. It's like it's more important to have an Armani sign on your drawers than the actual.
It says Armando. That's probably
Armando. Armando, and it's not even spelled right.
You rocking that Armando 21, huh?
I'm not even gonna lie, because we kind of talked about that, in our group chat. Sometimes you remember, so like the real OGs that like how we came up, like, hey yo man, you need to pull your pants up, and you'd be like, you had that respect, like, hi, I'm sorry. Yeah. How you do it? You might end up in a scuffle, but sometimes I want to be like, "Hey, bro, hey man, your fucking boxers are out." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to just be that ignorant guy, but you
right.
never know what's on the other side of that, and
it's different time.
Lucky I'm in Maryland because I can't conceal carry out here, but I'm gonna go talk shit to people in Virginia that do it because I'll be ready for whatever comes with it.
Right, and it's true, and that actually happened to somebody here. About 3-4 years ago, old heads was like, yo, saw this 15-year-old dude with his pants around his knees and his skinny jeans, and he was like, yo, man, pull your pants up. Dude stabbed and killed him.
What?
Stabbed him for saying, yo, pull your pants up. You know what I'm saying? And my wife, even, we was at McDonald's. This was only like 2 months ago. Dude sagging at work. You sagging at work? I know it's McDonald's, but this is what you got going on right now. You be professional. Sagging at work. My wife was like, yo, you're making my food and your pants are hanging under your butt. Right. That ain't kosher.
This is not even a good look, because it's like, it just looks nasty, I guess.
Very nasty.
And then you like, these people back here preparing my food, and he's walking around, you know, with his shitty drawers hanging out of his pants, man. And if you a grown ass man, yo, you need to fucking check yourself on that shit, man. Like, the kids is one thing, but maybe I'll just start
when you
grown
40,
men, like, yo, bro, put your ass back in your fucking pants. Who wants to see that? Who wants to
Nobody.
See it? You know, maybe I sound like my parents now. But Clarice Hits didn't play. Like, first of all, when I did sag, it was a struggle to sag, because Clarice Hits made sure your pants fit. So there was no room to sag, and if I sagged, they got around that hip and it was real tight, and they used to leave a mark. So it depends on how much blood circulation you want to cut off from your lower body to your upper body, if you're willing to really just look that cool when you step off the bus. Because I used to do my shit like, you know, when I was a kid, we used to cuff our pants. I see the kids are doing that now.
Yeah, they do that again.
Back to cuffing them. And then I used to get on the bus and pull my stuff down then. But my mom didn't play out. Look, if you wore a 33, you probably got a 32. She was
right. So, and that's the same thing that happened with me, yo. And when I was in 6th grade, I remember, never forget, first day of 6th grade. That's back when, you know, everybody used to wear the jumpers and stuff, right? I get to school, I have both of my straps on. Everything, I'm cool. Dude was like, yo, man, you're supposed to have, right, Farmer Maine, you know, dude, for real. Dude was like, no, yo, you only supposed to wear, you know, one strap. So I take one strap off, and then my pants start sagging just a little bit in my jumpers, but everything's cool, not too bad. My mom picked me up from school that day. She stepped out the car and was like, yo, if I ever see you with your pants down like that again, I'm gonna beat you in front of all these kids out here. Never sag again.
She said she stepped out the car. That means you know it's serious. Like, she exited the vehicle in which she was driving. Tell him, if you ever in your life do that shit. That was a fear of God. Kids don't have that.
Right. They don't have it at all, because they don't have it at all. And then just to take that just a little side, I gotta have one serious comment. I remember back at that time in the 90s, I used to go to the like 7-Eleven and stuff, and they used to have these signs on the window, and it would say like, you can't enter with your no shirt on, no shoes on. Right. And the one where I was at, they even had like, you couldn't sag your pants. Okay, so because you know you're exposing yourself. And you know, I was like, okay, whatever. But nobody had a problem with that. And sagging pants is not as we've been discussing, is, you know, it's not classy or nothing. It sucks. But now people raise a lot more fuss about wearing a mask inside the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And my have changed.
and I was like, you know, when they had no problem when they was telling us what to wear inside 7-Eleven, even though it wasn't hurting nobody, it was just a poor style.
Right. Like, listen, I don't care your hands out.
Right.
I'm not wearing that damn mask.
I ain't wearing that mask though. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's gonna. That's just something I thought about, because the school board just voted yesterday. At first they were gonna say the kids didn't have to wear masks, but now they do, and now all these parents was marching and crap. And I'm like,
let them march on.
Like,
them kids need to put
I was like, right, put the arm mask on. Exactly.
Shit.
Right.
Don't give a damn about their parents, man. Like, yo, you know, we already touched on the COVID shit, but I mean, this shit is out of hand, man. It's it's funny because it's like, I don't care what else they change. You know, my job just recently they done pushed from September. Now they done pushed it back to, you know, January. It's just like, fuck it, we gonna sit this one out. But the one thing I hope that don't change is these kids gotta go back to school, bro.
They got to.
Yeah,
They got to.
They need that interaction, and I'm not even just trying to say for you know, the Babysitters Club and some of the things, you know, that some people use it for, but these kids need that interaction. I've seen a lot of the kids in my household because they're not around their friends that have that social 5-minute, you know, in between classes.
Yeah, they don't know how to interact.
Yeah, they don't, man. Now they got this phone and social media, and you finding out things through that, and you're not like having that water cooler talk with your homies or seeing
right,
and stuff like that.
Right.
So they need it, man. It's important for them. We can't.
They do.
And not saying we just throwing them out there, but let them wear masks. Let's have some protocol. Let's just keep it all the way funky. The school is one of the dirtiest damn places anyway. The schools in
every damn day.
It is.
Bring home germs even when the COVID wasn't around, like flu and all that shit. Every October, every October, I'm loading the kids up on what's that shit? Vitamin the E,
vitamin C, vitamin C, D, A, B,
C, all that.
Y'all take this shit before you go to school because it's that time where the weather starts changing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some kids still wearing shorts in the middle of October all the way.
Yeah, they do.
And they start getting sick, and then the kids be sniffling, and they bring that shit home. So you know, the schools need to have better ventilation systems or something to kind of clean the air up a little bit. They should have been had little soap stations like the school before COVID. They should have been had that. So
they should have,
you know, because especially elementary kids, like they carry germs. They don't know. They're like, hey buddy, you know what I mean? So shit. I definitely agree. The kids wear masks and go back to school, but you know, I mean, that's not one of our topics. But yeah, I get what you're saying. You know,
right.
So, but yeah, about the pants sagging. Let's young men, let's just stop doing that, man. It's not cool. You know, it's
right.
Listen. If you really want to attract a woman, just wear some gray sweatpants or some gym shorts.
It's about to be our season.
Grow a beard.
The women get their season during the spring and the summer with the summer dresses. We about to get the motherfucking sweatpants season.
Sweatpants, yep. I loaded up too.
I fucked around. I fucked around and got put on notice today by Shorty, man. I had on FaceTime while I was working out in the gym, and I had on some fucking Ranger shorts on, man. I'm in there working out. And she's like, babe, I just want you to know something. You can't wear your gym shorts around none of my homegirls. And you better not be putting on no damn gray sweatpants. That shit don't make no damn sense.
Season, we are great. It's coming around the corner.
It's coming.
Gray sweatpants. Gray joggers.
Yeah, so...
we don't want sweatpants no more. It's joggers now.
Joggers.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
I throw in a pair of them Nike joints too. I mean, I rock with them. So,
facts.
Yeah, man. Let's get into some sports, man. So it's been a lot. The last podcast we had, Olympics hadn't even started. A lot of key topics have happened in the Olympics. You know, the USA basketball team won, and USA was mad at them. They thought they was going to lose. Shit about them because they didn't do as well as previous years, and you know, overall, you know, I think the USA performed well. I know there was talks of esports being included in the Olympics. I don't know if that actually happened, but
I think they push it back into 2024.
Oh, okay. I think as far as the esports, we're way behind. Like if you,
no, absolutely, Japan's going to dominate that.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like they can create some of this shit. So you know what I mean? Like it's, to me, it's like I think you put a team like, how would you even put an esports team together for the Olympics? Like, how do you put that together? Like,
Yeah.
How do you gauge it?
You know, who do you ask? Do you say, hey, Ninja and Nick Merckx and Dr. Disrespect represent America? Like, like so,
the country's riding on your back, son.
Right. Yeah. For the sake of humankind in America. So,
the sake of gaming community.
Right. So, we've recently had the NBA draft since our last podcast. I'm a Pistons fan. Everybody knows it. We're 0-2 in the summer league. I thought we were actually going to do good, but K. Caldwell's trying to figure out his way around. We actually got a young, exciting team. But what's some other sports things that stood out for you guys? We got preseason football starting Friday, right?
It already
Friday.
started.
Championship Bucks.
Yeah, you know.
The Bills have given us a pass and benched all their players against the Lions.
For the first game.
So the Lions, I mean, I guess we'll go out there and do what we can do. I typically don't watch the first two. I might not even watch the first three. I usually don't watch the first two though, because that's just the rest of rehearsal. Because they got to make cuts. So games 3 and 4 are kind of, especially 4, are kind of tuned into.
Well, they're only doing 3 games this year.
Oh, so then I don't even need to watch.
Oh, really?
The first
Yeah, they're not doing. I don't think they're doing 4 games. They're only doing 3 this year.
Well, they stretched the season this year too, right?
Yeah, 17 games. Yep.
Yeah, they got to cut back on the preseason. But what y'all excited about it? I mean, it's that time, man. Like, we made it out of the baseball, golf, and the Olympics.
Drought.
I mean, I mostly watch MMA. So probably just football, MMA. Some big fights already happened, so I'm not really too excited too much yet. Some big fights are going to happen. I'm just waiting on it, but I mostly could watch MMA.
I just saw today.
Right?
Yeah.
I just saw they said
Anderson just fought boxing. It was pretty cool.
I think they said Silva and Ortega or Ortiz supposed to be fighting
possibly
September.
Yeah, for boxing. Silva and Ortiz. Ortiz wants to get back into fighting, so instead of doing MMA, he'll do boxing.
Hey, so I mean, what's been going on with you, Ghost, other than you running your damn mouth? I mean, we know the Californians are about to do shit, so we just skip that part. Let's fast forward. So, you've been a little quiet over there, man. What's up, man?
Nah, man, just been a lot going on in my neighborhood, man. Family wise, yeah, man. My mom got diagnosed with lupus a week ago. My girlfriend, her mom had a brain aneurysm. So they caught that joint. Yeah, they caught it before it ruptured. So she's in Atlanta right now. Okay. Because the mom got an appointment tomorrow, and then we were battling for 4 or 5 days, man. They were ready to put my ex-wife in hospice. She got stage 4 brain cancer. So the doctors in the hospital was arguing over the MRI, who was right, who was wrong, type deal. So the last 3 weeks just been bananas, man. So I just been focusing on the family, really.
Yeah,
I hear that.
So what you do, man. Praise up for you and your family members
definitely
and all that, man.
Yeah.
It's a crazy.
So when football season kick off, to get back into the sports thing, man. I'm looking forward to fantasy.
You probably shouldn't. Yeah. Maybe you should just.
I focus on fantasy.
Yeah. We don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, I normally dominate pretty much in fantasy football, man.
You invited me, guy.
Hey, except me.
Yeah. This is gonna be interesting. Are you gonna order that belt? Please say.
Yeah, I'm ordering the belt.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ordering the belt.
So we don't need to play for money. We got something on the line. We got pride. We got a championship belt. We got a podcast to show it. I can
told you to send it home
about December, and we gonna rock with it, man. You know what I'm saying? So that should be fun, man. Yeah. While we talking we bullshitting, it is fantasy football time. I run a league myself. $100.
Oh, well, send me the link. If you need people, I join.
$100 buy-in, and I give trophies out my pocket.
Yeah.
My wife won it last year. It's a pandemic year, so you know. But anyway, I won the first one. One of the homeboys won the second one. So I think this will be our 4th year. Pretty dope league.
Got you wearing the panties in the house.
Shut up, man. Shit. I had a rough outing last year, man, because the injuries, the guys that didn't condition well, you know, last season due to the pandemic, and a lot of the guys that I had, you know, picked up and drafted didn't pan out well. Even my secondary guys didn't pan out well. Then you had teams, you know, not playing due to COVID and shit like that. You got to rearrange everything. So it was
sound like a bunch of excuses to me.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm busting I'm busting that ass this year. We got a full season.
Hey, man.
How many teams we got in this?
It's 10.
10. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I usually do 10, so at least you can stay out.
What the fuck?
Hey, send me the email, Wayne. I tried to join that shit, but I couldn't pull up the league.
All right, hold on.
You got to log out of Pornhub first. And then all that spam.
Oh, that spank bank.
Yeah. Bang. But yeah, so you know, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. So anything else on sports, fellas? Anything else y'all want to throw out there? Any basketball news?
Nah, man.
We got a lot of
Yo, we got to talk about the biggest L of 2021.
It has to be Schroeder fucking turning down $80 million to go pay for what? 2 point or 5? What is it?
5.9.
Wait, what happened?
He turned down a 4-year, $82 or $84 million deal with the Lakers. He turned it down, betting on himself, and they never also offered him anything else after his lack of performance in the playoffs.
Damn.
Yeah. So the only offer he got was from Boston was for 5.9. And they told him either you take it now or we take the offer back.
Damn.
Right.
I caught that late last night.
That's crazy. He's stupid.
One of my other chats from like AU basketball fellas in there, and I was like, "Yo, this has got to be fucking dumb as hell. Like, why would you turn down $80 million, bro?
Hey,
you don't want to back up Westbrook? Like, come on."
Dave Chappelle, when keeping it real goes wrong.
Right.
It's gonna be talked about because if he don't pan out by the All-Star game, shit, they'll probably trade his ass again.
Well, the crazy thing is that if he would have took that deal, the Westbrook trade would have never happened. They wouldn't have enough cap space.
So they offered it before Westbrook. So basically, they was like, okay, you don't want that? Cool, we're going after Westbrook.
They offered it to him during the season, and he turned it down.
Yeah.
For $5.something million. What is he
for 5.9.
So that's
crazy, man. Like
that's a big difference.
You got a team, bro?
Giants.
The Giants.
Fortunately.
Oh,
yeah.
You and Ghost here. Y'all got a
same division.
Cowboys in this house. all day, every day.
Oh, Lord. But yeah, that was the I don't want to steal Charlemagne shit, the big dummy award, but goddamn, like it's gonna be talked about, bro. Like, you got to get your bag, bro. Take it. You know, shit. Then Westbrook doesn't come. Now Westbrook's got to go somewhere else. Probably the Clippers. I don't know if they even had money, but yeah, I mean, my team is in complete rebuild. I see the Knicks got Kemba Walker. As I called out, I said that Melo was going to the Lakers. Lakers are now like the oldest team in the league, and LeBron's like, "Oh, you better have that same energy when we're winning, bro. You gotta win. You gotta win, bro, because the Suns are not going anywhere."
Nope.
You know what I mean?
The
Nuggets
they can count on Chris
anywhere. The Mavericks are not going anywhere.
The only thing they can count on is Chris Paul folding in the playoffs, like he do every year.
I wanted Paul to win it, bro. I really did. I guess since the championship is, since Milwaukee's been crowned, we haven't, had our podcast to even talk about that. But that was his moment, bro. I know he's never been there, but you got a bunch of OGs you could have relied on that could have navigated you through those muddy waters. And you a veteran. You had to take over that game. You had to resurrect the old Chris Paul. Like, fuck the commercials, all that shit. You had to go resurrect that beast that you were just so you can put on the ring. But if he wins the ring, does he retire? If he did that?
Yes.
He should.
He should have. That means he wouldn't have, because he's greedy.
Yeah.
He's getting a bag now.
Oh yeah.
He's got a 4-year deal.
I don't see him playing out that contract though, yo.
Well, you think?
Yeah, he's not gonna be like nah.
I mean, if you look at it, he came in, I think, like a year before LeBron, Wade, and the boys.
Right.
And he played. I know he played at least 1 year at Wake Forest. That puts him at what, 39?
Yeah, 38, 39, somewhere around there. Probably
playing point guard.
Yeah.
Let's look it up.
Traditional point guard, you just bring the ball up the court, get the offense in rhythm.
Yeah.
That's
what it
is. I mean, and he could do that for 4 years for $120 million. Hey, But
yeah, Schrader, man, that dude, man, like I couldn't imagine somebody offered me $84 million, and I'm like,
you just said 80, and they said 4 years. Bro,
80.
That's he doesn't have a good agent. He doesn't have good friends either. Because I'd have been like, bro.
That's $20+ million a year.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, if he would have got injured, he would have sat on the bench and got the money still, regardless because it's a contract, right?
Now get this. For a guy who averages for his career 15 points and 5 assists a game.
I don't understand. Why would you? What was his bet? I want to. What was what?
Bet on himself. He wanted
to. He thought he was going to help
other suitors that would come in.
So he denied it, thinking that he was going to get better offers.
Yeah. He thought he was going to get better offers.
Yeah.
That he was part of a championship team, and we got to up it.
Yeah. And the Lakers was like, nah, bro. It's so funny when. We'll end after this, but fucking Rand Riz 27. He was so mad when all those fucking old ass Lakers got signed in one day. He called me, right? I'm down
while we on the highway.
I'm down here. No, I'm talking not even then. I'm talking before that. I don't know if I even told y'all that. I'm sitting here working. He calls. I guess somebody posted a couple things about the Lakers sign this. I seen Melo, and I was like, I jumped in the chat and I was like, hey guys, I told y'all that shit was gonna happen because I knew Melo was gonna eventually play with LeBron before he exited. And he calls me. He was like, yo, this is a fucking bullshit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He was like, every fucking time LeBron gets all these fucking players. And the Wizards can't get shit.
Meanwhile, the whole week he was talking about, Kuzma and Hurl, they're gonna be great players, man. They're great players for us. And then all we gotta do is get Spencer Dinwiddie, and we straight.
But Spencer was on the fence because the Brooklyn Nets was trying to retain him. So he's like, all I want is one fucking player. Just one fucking player. He's like, this shit is not fucking fair, yo. LeBron always gets these they better fucking win a championship. I'm like, look, I got my own problems in Detroit. I'm just trying to
like, you don't need to call me.
You talk about the Wizards who just let, Russell Westbrook, well, they ain't let him go, but I mean, they got rid of him. I mean, he left. So however it went, but it's just, it was so funny because he was just yelling through the phone. I had him on speaker, like, what the fuck is your problem, bro? I thought something like seriously happened. He's mad because the Lakers signed all these OG players. And I'm just like, wow, bro, wow. So
that's Randy.
I mean, people take that shit serious. People take that shit serious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a diehard fan too, and I get it. I get it. You watch the rich get richer. But I told him, I said, look, bro, LA's.
I knew people take that shit serious when what I went to fucking Boston one time, right? And I'm a Tom Brady fan because of the work and shit like that, of how he was just a low drafted and then how he became a big star. So that's why I was just a fan, not the Patriots fan, just a fan of quarterback. So I got disrespected when I was in Boston because of my accent. They was like, "Oh, you from New York?" And so I was going to ask for directions, and me and my pops was on vacation. So long story short, I was going to ask for directions to the mall. I was like, "Hey, where's the mall?" "Oh, you from New York?" Rolled up the windows and fucking left. I was like, "Oh, word?"
Yeah,
that's how Boston's feeling.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to the mall. I got me a fucking Giants hat. Right, and I have an old school jersey. It was a jersey my boy sold up. Because he has Tom Brady and Giants sold up together. It's the most disrespectful jersey ever. If you're a Giants fan and if you're a Patriots fan, and he's both. So he's like, that's why we became pretty cool because I'm a Tom Brady fan and stuff like that. So he gave me one, right? So I wore that shit at the bar. Oh my God, I've never seen so much heat.
You probably almost got jumped, brother.
Yeah, you almost got.
Like,
got beat up.
Yeah, it's certain shit you don't do, but I feel you though. I feel you because I've been a person that has gone through Ohio with a Michigan shirt on, and I'll make it a point to stop and get gas in Ohio. I'll make it a point. And I dare all the looks, just burn a hole through your fucking shirt with a damn fire starter, set your whole fucking blow up the whole damn gas station. But I don't give a shit about none of that. Like, I've been to cities, there's some hostile cities, on some real shit in sports. I went to a couple years ago, Philadelphia.
Yeah, I was just thinking Philly.
Well, I'm at now.
Fucking fans. I went to 76ers. I went to see my homeboy for his birthday. We went to go see the 76ers and the Pistons were in town. So I was, I had my Grant Hill shit on, walking up in there and those people were like, "Hey, Detroit, get the fuck out of here." And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? He's like, "Nah, you good, you with me." These people, they're just fucking passionate. But to me, I want to wear my shit in hostile environments. I'd rather go to a away game. I'm gonna be that guy one day that they're gonna catch on the video and we're gonna be fighting him and knock the motherfucker out. And say some shit like, what? Hey, y'all see the one with the Suns guy? He was like, Suns in 4. He punched the dude. Suns in 4. And they escorted the other dude out because he's the one that started the fight and then let the other the Suns fans stay. So, and the Suns fan actually whooped that dude's ass. So, but yeah, it's definitely fun being that guy to be in a hostile environment. But yeah, man, we gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I don't know what the fuck's got Smokey's attention. I don't know if he's like strategizing.
Spider-Man. That's what he's doing.
He's playing Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Spider-Man.
I thought you strategizing.
Or Rogue, or what's that movie? That game, Rogue.
I got Rogue downloading right now.
I told you.
Man. We have a podcast tonight, so now I gotta go boot my shit up and fucking get it on there. Luckily,
I'm trying to find games for the PS5 to run with.
Go jump into what? Season 3. Hey, is Road Company cross?
Nah,
your mic's muted.
It should be. Yeah.
Nah, it's alright. It's not too bad. It's just like Fortnite, just no building and tactical and stuff like that. I would try the TDM. They should. I don't know. They should still have the TDMs there.
Team
Deathmatch and King of the Hill and stuff like that. That's more fun. Not so strategic based to get used to movements and stuff. Strikeout. I would try that, but yeah, it's not too bad.
Good. This is a game.
Not too bad at all.
That Ghost is not on. Still playing Call of Duty by himself. Fucking loner. But yeah. So,
well, everybody's leaving Warzone. Fucking Nick Merckx, bro. Like,
it's not Warzone no more.
It's toxic, bro. It's really.
It's just getting ridiculous. Apex became.
They tried to get rid of the hackers. They're not doing a real good job. So
Apex grew so
yeah,
big.
Switching over,
Yeah, like it's not even funny. It's just like
I believe it. Games like Rogue Company and
Warzone's the reason why.
Splitgate,
yeah.
These other games about the like.
That's jumping.
I might try to jump on Splitgate. I hear Splitgate is taking over.
Developers are taking them servers down every other fucking day.
Yeah, that's good. They fixing shit.
Yeah, I mean they are, but they're smaller development teams.
They're like 4. Yeah, I think they trying to hire someone else. But they already developed. They already developed the anti-cheat. How? They developed an anti-cheat in fucking Warzone. It's just sad. I just feel like Warzone, they don't really care.
They don't care because
They don't give a fuck.
it's been a game that's come out traditionally every year.
Yeah, so it's like
That's all right. When Battlefield drops, that's gonna be the end of all of that. Finally, Battlefield gonna take the crown again.
Well, yeah,
it's been a long time.
That shit looks ridiculous.
Number one medic in the fucking field.
I am going.
Same we'll run around with the defibrillator.
Kill people with the defibrillator.
Kill people with the defibrillator.
Don't use a gun.
That's his weapon.
He's gonna run around with the defibrillator and he's gonna drop medic packs. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
Just stick close.
Everybody will have.
You need him in a team, bro. That's important.
That's all I do.
If he's the reason I dropped 50, I'm good.
Hey, that's how it's gonna work.
I'm good. You'll
be like, I'm gonna be behind you, just throwing medic packs on your legs every time you get shot by a sniper.
Give me legs and arms and fingers and shit. I got you, bro. I got you.
Him getting me up, and I'm like, bro, why'd you get me up? Because I went right back down. Because they sitting there camping that spot. They're like, oh, there goes that medic. So he's gonna get me up, and then every one of those count as a kill for the fucking person that's doing it. So it's like, yo, main, like, stop, bro. Just lead. Just let me be. Let me lead out.
He's like, nah, I'm a medic. I'm a medic by heart. We got niggas some
I need my medic points.
I need my medic points.
I gotta rank up.
I'm trying to unlock the medical bed. So next time
if I get this, I get to revive 2.4 faster. Next season, I got you. We need this perk.
Yeah, next time I'll be able to get a fucking ambulance, and I'll be able to
a fucking Armatron ambulance.
Right?
Look, he get a rocket morphine.
They got AI coming out the trunk with
morphine shot. So hell yeah, that's our guy. He makes sure we straight. We're looking forward to. I mean, I can't wait to the upcoming podcast when we start getting into new games like Battlefield and stuff like that.
Yeah,
be dope.
That Battlefield looks crazy. Like it.
I'm probably gonna get it for both systems, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
Why?
I've already got
it. Crossplay.
It's crossplay.
Well, I know it's crossplay, but shit, I like to play with the PlayStation controller too, instead of just the Gen 2 Elite controller from Xbox. I like to have
feel kind of silky in the hand.
Yeah, I do. I like to have.
See, this is why you get a PC and you have to worry about it.
He's probably gonna watch this. I'm not gonna tell him that. But
you ain't gonna tell Randy.
The PS5 controller feels silky in the hand.
It's nice.
Yeah, that shit is.
Is that sad?
I need to cop a console though ASAP.
Like
there's like the exclusive games on PS5 is crazy.
Yep.
It's a lot lighter than the Elite controller. I give it that.
Yeah.
I seen this shit Summit was playing earlier. I'm fucking jealous as fuck. It's this game. I don't know what's the name of it. It's on PS5. It's an RPG. It's like Dark Souls, but it's not. Dude was fighting a boss with a big ass sword, and he was dodging and shit. But it's on PS5. That game, the graphics on that game, that shit looks. It's called it's called Devil. I don't know. Hell, I don't know. I gotta look up the name, but that shit on PS5. That shit looks.
Please, sir. Can you drink?
I'm
just talking to.
Yeah.
Loudly. I heard it. Very loud.
But that shit is alright.
Yeah,
I need to get a PS5.
A lot of games coming out, fellas. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to seeing y'all and the GSG community on all of them. Hopefully we'll be able to, bring some of the young pups in there and get some games going. I'm assuming we're probably still gonna get Call of Duty because we're suckers and we always have gotten everything.
Nah, I don't know. Warzone was on
For the
like
new Warzone, well, you don't need to get Call of Duty for the new Warzone, but the new Warzone, we at least got to check that out because it's gonna be old.
the new Warzone. I hope it's just better.
It's gonna be
I like.
old school. Maybe we don't get the game. Maybe we do. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of leaked footage about it. I'm seeing a lot of Battlefield heavy.
I think they say trying to wait for it. They trying to wait.
Yeah,
they probably gonna drop.
They're in the bushes. Like, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, as soon as they drop their shit, they gonna drop some shit. They gonna drop like. So it's either gonna be good or bad. It's either gonna do really well and overshadow Battlefield, or Battlefield players gonna be like, what the fuck is this?
Right,
it's going that's gonna counter anything that COD is doing. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to think because one of the COD was it not the owner, but one of the either the developers.
Oh yeah, that is true. He
moved over.
Yeah, he moved.
Yeah, he got some ideas. He's like, oh yeah.
He's trying to outthink them, trying to be 2 steps ahead of them. Like they're gonna bring this and they're gonna bring that. So we need to have this and we need to have that to counter that. To counter the base.
I predict Call of Duty is gonna push their game back at least 4 to 6 months.
No way.
Yeah, because they have to make this.
Never had to push it. Yeah.
Battlefield is different this year, man. It's a whole nother monster.
Is too stiff. Yeah,
and they are scrambling right now.
Yeah. But they're not gonna miss that holiday sale though.
Yeah, that's
not
gonna make that money.
Yeah.
They'll throw a half-ass game out there just to get the holiday sales.
Yeah.
Because they can still sell based off of their name. So you're right.
So, yeah, that's why. Yeah.
But I will say this though. I will say this. If that's the case, I think this is going to be the year where we see the big gap where COD falls back.
Mm-hmm.
Let them take over for a bit. Let them take over for a bit.
If they release a half-ass game and that shit is nowhere near the quality or the gameplay of Battlefield, COD is going to fall off for a while.
Yeah, you're going to have some kids somewhere opening their Christmas gifts and say, COD again? Fuck that,
I don't know about fall off for a while, but it'll be they're going the old school route this year. Next year, I don't know what they'll 2022 they'll have to probably regroup, and then with the addition of world opening back up and having E3 and stuff like that, people physically could come in, see this stuff, and get rejuvenated about video gaming. They may just say, hey, let's get some quality out, but we know we're not going to be able to fuck with Battlefield. Because Battlefield just said, think of them as just not a game that's going to come out every year, but just as a downloadable, playable.
They're going to continue.
They're going to play all the fucking Battlefields, Yeah,
it's probably going to be some type of season and shit like that. They probably just going to update it, so it's going to be one of those free to play. Because Warzone wasn't like that. Warzone was you had to buy the game, and then Warzone was the free to play version of Call of Duty. But Call of Duty was its own game, and I think they used the Warzone feature, the 50 versus 50, as a test for the servers to see how they do with an actual battle royale game. And since it did well, that's when they dropped the battle royale game.
Yeah.
Battlefield, that's the game. It's a big ass fucking game, and probably gonna have. If they're smart, they'll add game modes onto it. It'll be. It's not just gonna be one game. They'll add game modes to it.
That was a rough day.
I think that would be.
They're trying to combine. They're going to eventually incorporate the old Battlefields into the new one. Different levels, different popular boards. Popular vehicles,
and that's
because there's supposed to be a mode on there where you can go back and forth from the different maps on the older Battlefields.
Oh, okay.
Go through
so they probably redesigned the map. Well, they didn't redesign. They made the maps go more. Probably upgraded the maps.
Yeah. I mean, and those maps are all huge anyway.
Basically, if it has the BR. The BR is already crazy. So if they drop the BR and then they drop modes different TDM and stuff like that, different game modes and shit like that, it's already a different monster.
It typically hasn't been a Battlefield mode. It's more or less Battlefield was that first game you jump into and you had
fighting everyone. Yeah,
you got to figure out what your niche is. I eventually figured out how to fly the chopper. So there was times like, then we had the guard points and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
ABC.
yeah.
I would fly the chopper and Riz and Kraken would shoot out the sides and keep people off the point. And it would be a while before they realized, like, yo, we're getting shot from the helicopter, you know, and you just put the helicopter around. But then they incorporated the jets, which I never learned how to fly. I always wanted to do those A-10 bombers,
jumping out the fucking jets, rocket launching people and shit. That shit was crazy.
Dropping doing the air raids with the A-10s, dropping the bombs over that shit. You know, I wished I could do that. I didn't know how to fly them though. Then you got the tanks, and then Battlefield. I mean, they had the cops one. That one was fun as shit. The one where you had the cops and the robbers, basically. So they've introduced, you know, some different things that I think, like, if they kind of incorporate a little bit of all that, and even if they make it free to play, I mean, they might have something. Because I'm dropping 20 on any content, like, off rip. So,
don't let them go to the store.
Yeah, I'm going to the store. Somebody says, "Oh man, I'll be back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom." That gives me enough time to to my PayPal and drop a 20, get what I need to get, and then by the time we're ready to start, we're good to go. But yo, we gonna end it on that note, man. I appreciate y'all fellas for coming through, man. JDragon, bro. We're gonna, me and Smokey sound like we're gonna be on some road company, so you know, we'll definitely hit you up if it's cross plat, and then we can jump in.
Yeah, I'm down.
We're not gonna be on the team though, like we're just gonna be, you know, the guy.
Yeah, fuck around with it.
Yeah. Of course.
We might be too toxic for you, you know. I don't know.
As long as we win fucking games, I don't give a fuck.
What about the dub? However it happens, we don't give a shit out.
All right, gentlemen.
Yeah, but
all right.
be easy, fellas, man. And until the next episode.
All right.
Peace out to everybody. Appreciate you tuning in. Peace.
Later.